What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis, including money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, and stimulus check update. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. And remember that new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In this video, we're going to talk about new stimulus checks coming out here in June, July, and August. There is new checks coming out here for millions of people here on the state level. I'll let you see it here directly on the screen here. Multiple different states have already issued and already passed stimulus checks, tax rebate checks, whatever you want to call them here. And there's going to be even more coming here as multiple different states are considering or passing in the process of doing this here. And I'm going to be covering multiple different states here. And we will be talking about checks for the entire country on the federal level here as well. As President Biden says that the government has taken in a surplus of money right now, and they're actually going to have enough money to pay down the national deficit by $1.5 trillion, and the states are pretty much bringing in a record amount of money right now as well, which is part of the reason why they're giving money back to their residents. And I'll show it to you here directly on the screen. I'll let you actually hear from one of the governors here on why they want to send out $2,000 stimulus checks. And yeah, so let's jump right in. We got a lot to talk about here. But first, I want to tell you about this. Right now, the cryptocurrency trend is growing bigger and bigger by the day. And blockchain is the technology that enables the existence of cryptocurrency. Lisk is an open source blockchain platform where devs can create blockchain apps using the most popular programming language, JavaScript. Lisk simplifies blockchain app development by using JavaScript, making it more accessible for the developer community. Lisk also offers support for their users by providing a lot of tutorials where one can find the answers to their questions. Lisk is also on Discord, and you can join their community to find people with common interests and explore their projects or get help. Lisk also has an amazing grant program and is offering approximately $60,000 grant per application built with Lisk SDK. If you are a developer, entrepreneur, or innovator, you would be crazy not to apply for this awesome grant. So click the link down below in the description or the pinned comment down below to check out Lisk, and make sure to check out their community on Discord, which is lisk.chat. Okay, we got a lot of different states and different type of checks to talk about here in this video. You're going to want to watch this video all the way to the end here. These states will send out payments in June. Like I said, we're going to talk about a lot of different checks here in this video. Maine and New Mexico residents are eligible to receive stimulus checks thanks to state governors and lawmakers who push for more payments in light of decade-high inflation. These are two states that have already passed it. Like I said, we're going to cover a lot of different checks here in this video. The state of Maine, the first round of $850 relief checks will go out this month to residents who have filed 2021 state tax returns. Yeah, you could see this headline here from the Washington Examiner. First round of $850 relief checks. Stimulus checks, relief checks, whatever you want to call them. Each state kind of has a slightly different name. Most people know them as stimulus checks. Go out to Maine residents in June. Almost 1 million people for the state of Maine. They kind of go out in different rounds. Remember that last year, California sent them out to almost 27 million people. There was a lot of different rounds there. The state of Maine, $850 per person. So if you're a married couple filing jointly, that's two checks of $850. So that's $1,700 for married couples. Yeah, that's a pretty nice chunk of change. That's not bad. In fact, that's more than the second stimulus check, which was $600 from the federal government, and two of them $1,700. I mean, that's a lot of money. It is estimated that 858,000 residents will receive these stimulus checks, which will total $729.3 million. Tax rebates in New Mexico are also expected to roll out in June. This stimulus measure was approved by the legislature earlier in the year. Refund payments of $250 and single filers of $500 first went out when you filed your tax returns, and second payments in the same amount will be sent out here in August. So again, this is two payments of $250, and so a total of, I know this one might get a little bit confusing here for New Mexico, but this might sum it up here a little bit easier. It's $500 to individual taxpayers and $1,000 to married couples, but it's going to go out in two separate payments. A lot of people in New Mexico may have or are receiving their first payment now of $250 per person. Again, it's going out in two sets of payments. This will help out with inflation in a lot of different states here, as states are all kind of doing similar type of things here as we go forward. The governor of Pennsylvania is calling on his state legislature to pass $2,000 stimulus checks with the American Rescue Plan money that came from the last stimulus package, that money that went out to all states. All states got over $1 billion. Really billions of dollars went to each state. Here's what the Pennsylvania governor has to say. Let me know your thoughts on this, because really all of the states could do this. Here we go.
The governor's proposal would provide families across the state with a check for $2,000. Households with an income of $80,000 or less would qualify.
Instead of just scraping by day after day, month after month, this is what we need for our families. And we need it right now. And if we do it right now, it's going to keep our economy strong.
Governor Wolf made his case at Westview Hub, a one-stop shop for community services, including a library, internet access, and food pantry.
We had a little pantry in the back that was servicing 15 to 25 individuals per week. Today we have 492 families on our rolls for the food pantry. It is a community, and what we do is we try to live up to that concept of being the hub. If there's a need, we try to anticipate it and address it.
The hub sees the needs firsthand, and Governor Wolf says the $2,000 checks would come at a time when people are not only recovering from the pandemic, but also dealing with record high inflation.
Whether that's groceries, gas, rent, childcare, or anything else I haven't thought about. It's creating hardship for them right now.
And where would the money come from? Well, the governor says right now the state has more than $2 billion from the Federal American Rescue Plan Act that has not been touched. This program would use $500 million of that money. Wolf said the checks wouldn't cost taxpayers anything.
I'm talking about $2 billion that's sitting in a checking account out in Harrisburg, that if we don't use it by the end of 2024, we have to send it back to Washington. You want to do that? I don't.
The governor says the only requirement for these checks is the household income I just mentioned. There are no restrictions on how families can use the money.
Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Remember, all states got billions and billions of dollars like this from the last stimulus package, and it's just sitting in their checking accounts if they haven't used it yet, which I don't think there's a single state that's used all the money. And yeah, so let me know what you think each state should do with the money. The state of Indiana has $125 taxpayer refunds coming, but guess what? The governor wants to send more. That's right. They want to send even more payments of $225. This just came out here, but the $125 refunds, checks, whatever you want to call them, right? Indiana residents will be paid either by check or through direct deposits, depending on how they filed their 2021 tax returns this year. Those who provided their banking information on their 2021 tax returns are expected to receive the $125 per taxpayers through direct deposits between May, June, and July. So married filing jointly couples could get $250, $125 per person. Paper checks will be issued starting in July, August, and September. Couples filing jointly will receive $250. However, Governor Holcomb now has a plan to send out even more money. As I said, if you've been watching my channel here, these states have so much money that even if your state has already introduced one check, there could be more coming, and there's probably going to be a lot of states issuing checks next year as well. And if your state's issued one check already, that doesn't mean that that's it and that's all there will be. Just literally just came out here. Governor Holcomb's plan for $225 payments to help taxpayers with inflation and high gas prices. This would be in addition to the $125 that has already gone out to some people. Check this out. You can see here, Indiana Hoosiers could get another $225 to help them deal with high gas prices and inflation. I know, pretty cool, huh? Just keep the money coming, right? Governor Eric Holcomb announced a plan Thursday to return $1 billion from the state reserves to Hoosier taxpayers in an effort to help with rising prices. Another billion. I mean, let's just say, we're just throwing billions around here, right? But these states have a lot of money, have surplus extra money. Some of these states, the money came from the last stimulus package. Some of it is coming in now from tax revenues. Remember, unemployment right now is actually at around a 50-year low. It's at 3.6%, 3.5% was a 50-year low. We were at that a month or two ago. So pretty much every single state is saying, hey, our income is up, our sales tax revenues are up, our state income revenues are up, the federal government income is up, the IRS income is up. So the federal government and the states are all taking in more money than normal. So because of that, think about a business that takes in more money than normal. They're running a profit, as opposed to, you think about the government, the federal government at least, has run a deficit for a long, long time. Well, now President Biden says that the federal government is going to be able to pay down $1.5 trillion of deficit. Okay, so this is kind of the ebbs and flows of a business, in this case, the business of the government, is that now that people are going back to work, at least some people, right? Now, due to the pandemic, a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of businesses went out of business. Now people are finding new jobs, at least some people, and some people are going back to work. Unemployment is really low right now, and revenues are up. So because revenues are up, the government has a lot of money to work with, both state governments and federal governments. So part of this is that they have money to give back to taxpayers, give to people in need. The President Biden says that they're going to have a new SNAP program here for food benefits here. They're considering new stimulus checks on the federal level, new gas tax relief, new anti-inflation relief. I'll get to that here in a moment for the federal level. Let me finish this story. The payments are possible because of a higher than expected revenue performance during the fiscal year, the governor said. Literally, like I said, pretty much every state will tell you, oh, our state's doing amazing. It's our state, but I mean, really, all the states are doing this. According to Holcomb's plan, taxpayers would get about $225 a piece, and couples filing jointly would get $450. This is on top of the money that they already just gave out here, would be processed as an automatic taxpayer refund. With the combined payments, Hoosiers would get about $350, while couples filing jointly would get $700. And he's committed to a special session by the end of June. Pretty cool. Also, the state of Virginia could receive $500 in tax rebates under new budgets as well, or Virginians, I should say, the people in Virginia, could receive up to $500 in tax rebates as well. This just came out here as well. Yeah, Virginia taxpayers could be eligible for $500 under the new state budget passed by the General Assembly. Notice that it says new state budget passed. The compromise budget that state lawmakers approved at the beginning of June includes direct tax relief, authorizing rebate checks of up to $250 per single filer and $500 per married couple, slightly lower than what Republicans had first proposed. Quote, I believe we were able to build a budget than what we can be proud of that encompasses state spending priorities and additional tax policy relief, while upholding our tradition of strong fiscal management. Yeah. Virginians could be subject to the rebate, which would be applicable to taxable years beginning January to January. An individual filing a return on or before November 1st, according to the legislation. The rebate is slightly less than what they first introduced, which would have paid $300 per person. The 2-year spending plan also includes an increase of the standard deduction for single filers from $4,500 to $8,000. For married couples, it would raise the standard deduction from $9,000 to $16,000. Pretty cool. Also, you can see here the Biden administration considers a windfall tax on oil and gas profits. The United Kingdom actually passed a windfall tax. As you can see here, about a couple weeks ago here at this point, UK slaps one-off tax on oil and gas giants to ease the pain on soaring household energy bills. So the United Kingdom, one of our closest allies, just did this. Literally just did this to literally say to the gas companies, the oil companies, enough is enough. We're going to take part of your profits because it's getting ridiculous. So the UK just did this. And the United States is now considering this. You can see here, President Biden administration considering a windfall tax on oil and gas profits. A new proposal from House and Senate Democrats would impose a new quarterly tax on oil companies. The Biden administration is reportedly considering the tax to help consumers who are struggling with high energy prices. The deputy director of the National Economic Council said, we are very much open to any proposal that would provide relief to consumers at the pump. The news follows a similar move in the UK by Chancellor Sunak on May 26 to impose a 25% windfall tax on North Sea energy producers to provide a £15 billion or $18.9 billion energy fund subsidy for Britons paying for soaring fuel costs. So they're just going to take that money right from the gas companies and give it back to the people. Yeah. AKA take money from the gas companies who are raking in billions and billions of dollars of profits and give it back to the people, which is, it literally just happened in the United Kingdom. I know, you can't make this stuff up, but that's why I show this to you right here on the screen. Let me know your thoughts on this and what you think should happen here. The thing about gas, it's a little bit different than like a company just making a profit because you're forced to buy gasoline. You have to buy it for your car. Some people for heating for their households and stuff. And you know, monopoly comes to mind. And you know, governments have stepped in the past in other countries for regulation in issues like this. So yeah, definitely let me know your thoughts here. I'll keep you up to date. I actually have a lot more to cover here that we'll cover in upcoming videos. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. Click the subscribe button. Also, make sure to check out Lisk down below with the pinned comment links down below, and I will keep you up to date here. You can click here to watch my newest video next, and you can click here to see my newest video on Social Security raises as well, and retirement funds as well. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.